So here we are in beautiful sunny 80-degree Grapevine, Texas. We're out near Lake Grapevine, and as you can probably tell, near DFW Airport. This is the new to the channel, new to me, brand new 2021 Kia Forte GT. Going to be doing maybe a little series on this as well. We got rid of the Audi, got rid of our Ford Fiesta ST, and so right now we have our 2001 Lexus IS 300 still, and we have the 91 Integra GS that my dad left me when he passed away, that we're still trying to figure out what we want to do with that long term. If we want to go ahead and repair that, fix it up, do something in his memory, or if we would like to maybe sell it short term, fund some other projects, and then long term maybe get a 240Z or 260 or 280 from the 70s and do that in his honor. And the reason we would be doing one of those Datsun products is because that was one of the cars that he always wanted, always thought was beautiful, and yet never had a chance to get. He had plenty of cool cars, Cougar XR7 from the 60s, Celicas, Integras, believe an older Supra, some other stuff. So he's had a lot of cool cars in his day, just never got that one. Anyway, this video today, we're going to do just a little quick walk around on it, and see what we got here. Sorry, I don't remember the color, but I believe it's Aurora Black Pearl. I'll look that up and verify later and correct it in the comments if I need to. We'll do another kind of walk around later whenever it's a little bit darker and we can show off some of the other features. But it does have this black and red accents in the grille there. Probably going to cover up that kind of black chrome color with maybe some vinyl later. Has LED headlights with LED I guess accessories, if you will, around there. Does have the fog lights, the lane keeping assist. This one is the stick shift vehicle, so it does have Michelin 18-inch tires, and they're the Pilot Sport Force. Pretty good tires. Turn signal indicators there. Has the proximity key, so we just hit this to lock and unlock it. I've got the car running right now, so we're not going to mess with that. Quick kind of peek inside. We'll get to this in just a minute, but I think it's a pretty clean look. We didn't do the full leather appointed one. We did the one that's partial leather. Alright, of course this is the four-door sedan version, which I like. I kind of wish that they had the hatchback, but I like this actually. Back here it does have the LED lights. It does have a dual exhaust that they say is sport tuned, and I mean, I guess it sounds okay for what it is. I'd like it to be a little louder, which we can address later. I'm gonna pause again here for just a second as another plane's landing. Alright, so again we're on the other side. You can see it does have the little shark fin antenna there. Kind of neat little touch, but I guess that's pretty commonplace nowadays. And that's kind of the exterior walk around. The only one little thing I didn't like is they did drill the front bumper for the plate, so I'm leaving those screws there for now, and then I'll figure out if I want to fill that later or just take those screws out, but again, that's for later. We also did get it with the sunroof. I believe this is the I think they call it GT package or GT2 package. Inside, got power everything. Turn the radio down for just a minute. And in here, look down on the side, we've got the blind spot monitors, the lane keeping assist, traction control off, which that's how we drive. Says it'll do 160, haven't tested that out yet, but maybe if we get a chance to run down to Mexico we can do that. It does have the Sirius XM free for 3 months, and we will be renewing that for sure. It does not have navigation, but it does have Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. So we've got those options as well. We can just kind of hook up down there and set everything up. Down here next to the USB and the aux is your cigarette lighter outlet, and then another USB your stick shift and sport button there. And then these blanks over here on the automatic car are actually for the heated and cooled seats. Well, I take that back. They're also on the stick shift car, I believe, if you get the next step up, which we did not do. And I'm okay with that. I actually like this package the way it is. Plenty of room up here. There's the bag for the gimbal. Get the pew out of the way. And then there's another outlet as well. All right. Let's see. Oh, it does have also this built-in charger. If your phone is equipped or capable for that, I think is it QI? I don't know how to say that. QI. That thing. Only real caveat there is not really a big deal. Obviously, the car has to be on, the doors have to be shut, and the key has to be in the car in order for that to work. In addition to your phone obviously being capable of charging that way. Glove box, sunroof switches and everything up here. It does have full LED lighting that cuts on. You know, obviously you could set it to turn off, but it opens up. Turns on whenever the doors open. The only place that's not LED is over here in front of the vanity mirrors. And that makes sense because the lighting, warm lighting, although they do make warm LEDs, warm lighting is going to be a little bit less harsh on your face whenever you're looking at your pimples or your boogers or your stray hairs or whatever it might be. It's things caught in your teeth. I'm going to turn up the radio for just a second so you can kind of get an idea. It's not going to be exact, obviously, since we're doing this over YouTube's, but you can get an idea. Alright, I'm going to try one more station just to show a little bit different. Let's see what's playing over here. Alright, and I think that's actually pretty good. I'm going to put it back to Octane since that's what I was listening to earlier. And this is a benefit of the Harman Kardon system. I got the sticker right here actually in the thing still because we just picked it up. So you can see it only has 84 miles. We bought it with 64 miles and drove it home, and that was it. Over here, you can see, yeah, Aurora Black Pearl. Don't know why that has that tape up there over that. Was, let's see, 2-liter, 1.6, forward collision, safety, touchscreen, exterior features. That warranty, though, that's one of the reasons we bought that. In addition to, I'll get to the price in a second. So all of that is included. The Aurora Black paint was the only real upcharge, and then the dealership added on a ceramic window tint. If you can tell, it's all just legal. I think which is 35% here, 30%, something like that. They added on a the lights in the back that pulse if you're slamming on the brakes, basically, and then some carpeted floor mats because apparently this didn't come with them. But we're going to be replacing those, I think, with WeatherTechs eventually. Anyway, all of that for $24,680, which I don't think is a bad price. Says here it gets 2532 with a mix of 28. And on the way home yesterday, cruising at about 70 miles an hour, I believe we were getting 35 miles per gallon. So actually, going to be doing pretty good here. Now the goal of this car is to be cheap, to have a little bit of fun with it, to have something we could take out on some back roads every now and then, maybe to get into some autocross, and to something that's easily daily drivable and fun, and still fuel efficient. Going to lower the car, I believe, but these things are going to come over time. So kind of back to the car, or away from me rather. It does have a lot of safety stuff as well, as you saw in that thing, you know, the frontal collision, the lane keeping assist, all of that stuff, and it works well as far as what I've seen so far. But let me hop to the back so I can kind of show you that area, and then we'll look at the trunk and under the hood. Again, it's got that Harman Kardon. I think it's at 320 watts. All right. Now back here, let's see. This seat is adjusted for me. I am about 6'2", give or take, maybe a little over 6'1", 6'2", something like that. And my knees are barely touching. They are touching though. That said, if I needed to be back here for, maybe taking a trip to lunch or, going across town or something like that, I think I'd be okay. I might have a little more issue if I was taking something cross country. Let me hop to the other side, which is where my wife was sitting the other day, and she's much shorter. So that gives me, 1.5 inches, 2 inches of room there. And, frankly, she could still scoot up because she's only 5'1", so she's got some room, which means that we've got some room. And then down here, one of the cool things that this has for your rear seat passengers, no pun intended, is it has rear AC. These vents are not available on the lower trim levels, as what I was told. It should only be available on the GT model. One of the other things that they did in the GT model that we're not going to really be able to demonstrate today is that they revised the rear suspension, where it's a fully independent rear suspension. I don't think you can really see that in there. I guess you kind of can. Let's see. Yeah, you can kind of see that. There we go. All right, you can kind of see there. It does have a fully independent rear suspension. All right, we'll get it up on a lift one day if that's something that y'all really want to see at a later date. But for right now, I just wanted to kind of show you it does have that. And actually, let me shut this, see if it works while the car's on. Not while the car's on. Let me go turn it off and we'll do this. And I'm going to lock it and then come back here and stand at the trunk. And maybe I need to be closer. Maybe it's not going to work right now. All right, maybe it's something quirky about timing, but this has a feature built into it where if we stand behind the trunk area for I think it's 3 seconds or longer, key in pocket, which obviously we have, it will pop the trunk for you automatically. It'll kind of chime and beep at you to make sure, like, hey, this is what I'm about to do. Are you sure this is what you want to do? If you keep standing there, it's going to happen. And then it does it. Let me step a little further away. See, maybe if I step out of range, if it doesn't. It's a beautiful park, by the way. If it doesn't reset. And I'm going to give it a second because we've got another plane. All right, let's walk back over to the car. Okay, well, it's not doing it right now. I'll figure out later. Maybe I need to turn something on in the settings. Let's see. So I'll pop it with the little clicker here. And trunk is open. And hopefully the lighting adjusts. There you go. It's actually a pretty big trunk for the size of car. I mean, this is something the size of maybe a Civic or whatever. And I know back in the day, if you had an older Civic, you didn't really get a trunk like this. So we're actually doing pretty good here. You can see the rear subwoofer there, I'm guessing. Some wiring where they added in that pulsing brake light thing. But here too, you have the option to pull those tabs and it will release the rear seats. And that allows you to come in here and just kind of drop those back. All right, and then under here is a spare. It is a donut spare, but it should be adequate in case we need it. Hopefully we never do. So there's that. Let's come up here, hood popped already. So there is the heart of the beast, as it were, all 1.6 liters of Fury. They say it puts out around 201 horsepower, if I remember correct, 195 pound-feet of torque. Again, the plan is to get that number somewhere close to I would say at least 2 to the wheels is what we want to shoot for, maybe 250. And I've seen that there's a few companies like AFE that make their Scorcher, race chip that has their solution, a few other companies that have piggyback systems that plug into the map sensor and the turbo down there and modify the boost tables a little bit. There's other intakes that are available and a few other parts. So we're going to look into all of that, as well as looking into doing either some Eibach lowering springs or finding somebody that has coilovers. So yeah, that'll be kind of up to you guys and what you guys think, if y'all give me some direction on what y'all would like to see. All right, and we're going to talk about one thing I don't like about the car. And again, I've only had it about 24 hours, so it's not really been that long. I'm sure I'll find some things that I don't like over time, and maybe a few things that I didn't realize it had that I do like, so we'll see. But the first thing, and nothing against Tough Finds, it's a great company. I just don't like having the extra badges on the car, so I will be taking off probably the Forte and the Tough Finds badge. I'm going to leave the Tough Finds plate to give them some support. Might look at blacking out or dimming some of the chrome some way, maybe tinting it some way. But the main thing I don't like, actually, and I don't know if it shows here very well on camera, kind of looks like it does, is the sides of the car have a ton of orange peel in them, to the point where it makes me, I know it's a brand new car, I know they just got it in a few weeks ago, or a week ago rather, but it looks like it's been repainted. As you come up here, you can see it. I mean, it's kind of everywhere, except for, I don't think I really saw it on the hood last night, but from the right angles, you can kind of see there's a little bit of orange peely going on everywhere. Again, so there's a little bit of orange peel everywhere, but I'm going to take it over to one of my friends. Haven't decided on which one yet. I'm going to reach out to a few and see what schedules and pricing looks like. And if they don't want to do it, then I will get the tools and do it myself. But we're going to do a little bit of paint correction on it. And we will also be doing some ceramic coating. Things that we can do to bring out that luster, to protect the paint, to make it look a little bit nicer. Yeah, we're gonna look at a few different options. One of the other little things I was considering doing, just to change it up a little bit, is back here. Unless there's a sensor or something in here that I don't know about, I think we're going to see if we can find some gloss black vinyl to go over this, unless we can get it a pearl looking color, and we're going to black that out. I think that would give the back end a little bit nicer look. I think they were trying to show a little congruity there with the line down below, but I actually don't care for it, so I think we're going to delete that. Alright, and I'm going to hop in. I don't know if I'm really going to be able to drive with this because it is a stick shift and I've got this gimbal that I'm holding, but let's see if we can maybe hear it when it turns on. We went to 3, 4, 5, and then 6,500 RPM. And I think the plan is to be a little nice to the car and break it in, do an early oil change if we can, and then swap over to some synthetic fluids that I know what they are versus the stuff that Kia provides. I'm not saying anything bad about them, I just don't know what they use. So I'd like to have a little bit more control of that. And then we'll start getting into some other stuff. But let me see if I can try to do this. I don't know how well you can tell, but this road's a little broken. we're doing 20-25 miles an hour, but it's soaking these up pretty nice. I did notice on the way home yesterday it seemed to be doing pretty good. Little bumpy, but not jarring. I've definitely ridden in and driven way worse, way worse for cars at different price points. Let this car go past us over here. The Subaru Forester. Alright, I'm gonna let him get a little space. And give it a quick pull. There's 60 something. Again, the car does pretty well. I mean, it's not fast. You know, it might be comparable to the Fiesta ST that we had, but I think maybe not as much of a driver as the Fiesta ST. I think that's a little bit more fun to toss around, but the car is more comfortable. So it depends on what stage you are in your life, I guess. If you want Fiesta ST speed, as it were, but with a bit more comfort, this might be the option for you. And it's comparable in price, especially for the amenities. Actually, it's probably better price-wise. And the Fiesta ST obviously has been discontinued, but if you were comparing that used vehicle to one of these newer used, that's kind of what I would think, is this would be your more comfortable. Maybe you went from being a college kid or a mid-20s or 30-something to somebody with a bad back or a child. And so you've got much more room here. We're going to let this biker have a little bit more room. Speaking of, so you've got more room here, more comfort, more safety features. It's just a slightly more grown-up car, I guess, as far as econo boxes go, and as far as, you know, stuff like this, I guess, goes. I'll take a quick look out that way so you can see we're over the dam basically here at Lake Grapevine. People out there having a blast on this beautiful Sunday, getting in some time sailing and boating and fishing and all of that. I wish I was out there too, but this is as much fun for me. So anyway, again, this is kind of a short video on overview of the car. Quick driving impressions are that, again, it's a comfortable, smooth car. The stick shift is pretty good. It feels maybe slightly notchy going into third for mine, but maybe that'll kind of loosen up over time. I'll report back on that later. But overall, the car feels good. I've only had it up to about maybe 75 or 80 miles an hour, just kind of cruising home, and it was a good drive. But again, I'll have some more information coming out soon. I'm going to go ahead and head home, get the wife a Mountain Dew on the way back, and I will report back to you guys later. So in the meantime, take care of each other. Have a beautiful week. I hope to have some more information for you on either this car or the Lexus next week. Try to get some of those videos that I've been putting off, get some of them edited. Just had some family stuff going on and some health issues that I'm working through myself with being in remission from cancer. We'll give a full video really on who I am and a little bit more FaceTime on who I am in a later video. But in short, in recovery from stage 3 cancer, in remission now, and, you know, just trying to live life. So go out there, be well, be safe, take care of each other, and stay tuned. Thank you. And actually, a quick aside that I forgot to mention, this car runs on 87 octane, so it's supposed to make that 201 horsepower rather, and 195 pound-feet on 87 octane. We are going to dyno test it at some point in the very near future. We're going to run it through probably, I'd say probably 2 or 3 tanks at least, maybe let the car break in, do the 87 octane, and then we're going to switch over to 93 octane for a few tanks, dyno it again, and see if that makes any noticeable difference. That way, you know, we're doing our kind of scientific thing and reporting back to you, letting you know, because some people, myself included, would like to think that maybe 93 octane is better for the car in the long run. But if we're getting similar numbers and similar gas mileage, 87 versus 93, then maybe it's not worth the upgrade until you maybe tune the car at a later date or do something different. You know, have some mods that really require that 93 octane. But for, you know, the majority of daily drivers, you know, it might be that 87 octane is the way to go. But anyway, we're going to verify that, and we will report back on that as well soon. Thank you guys.